So first, we share the screen. If I'll discuss about the structure of the OPP first. Okay. So OPP is for 100 marks. So this is the structure that we are following for like past 3, 4 terms. So there's no change in the structure. So there are like three sections. You have three sections. One is you can see that here also there is a
Sir,
discuss post also. Uh,
sir,
yes, yes.
sir, your screen is not visible.
Oh, you
Yes,
can
sir,
some.
that is not so clear.
Is it okay now? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So there is three sections. Section 1, 2, and 3. Section 1, it is for 30 marks, 3 into 10 marks. Right.
Sorry, sir, I am not able to see.
The screen has got
Sir, is
freeze.
showing the meet window.
Oh, let me check. Oh, okay. I think this is I got it wrong. Now is it the full screen visible? Can you see the other window?
No, sir, it's the meet window.
Sir, you are presented. It's stuck on that.
Can you see this window now?
Yes, sir.
Section
Yes,
1
sir.
data types and expressions.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So there will be three sections. The first section will have three questions, each of 10 marks. So it will be having concepts related to basic data types, which are these data types. Okay. And it won't be involving operations that will need loops. So you can basically solve this with these kind of operations itself. You don't need loops or other uh, functional programming or comprehension
Sir,
in this section.
sir, your screen
Okay.
is not visible, sir.
The screen has become black.
Back.
Blue.
Sir, can you please move it so
Uh,
that
I
I
think
can.
I'll just rejoin it. I'll just rejoin. Uh, is my screen visible?
No,
Visible,
sir.
but sir, your screen got
Yes, it
freeze.
is showing.
No, no, sir. It's not visible.
Sir, maybe network issue in your side.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see me scrolling now? Can you see me scrolling?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir, the screen is freezed.
Is my entire screen that it is yeah, it is visible now.
It is not visible, sir.
The voice is cracking.
Sir, the screen is not visible. It's a pitch black.
Sir, it's visible, sir.
So we can see the screen now.
No,
January
sir.
25th.
I am not
Sir,
able to see.
sir, it is
Visible.
visible, but it got freezed again and again.
It is
Sir, I
freezing and the
joined
screen is
through
black.
two devices. It is black in one and other have screen freeze.
The screen is not visible. It's just a big black. It's just like zero emptiness. There is nothing been projected, which is kind
Yeah,
of weird.
in one device it is in other it is showing only list and then stop.
Well, then I'm doomed because I only have one device, and it is complete pitch black in that one. Uh,
About now.
yes, sir, but it is a bit cracking. Like a really bad
It
network
got
type of
freezed.
Wi-Fi in this one. But yeah, it is visible. Just that it is not. It is posing randomly, and now it's gone again.
Sir, it is now. Can you scroll up?
On this, I don't think the scrolling is working now. Maybe a minute, I'll just join in a different device. Fine now? Can you see this?
Sir, could you please scroll?
Node is fine, looking fine, sir.
Can see the window, right? You can see me slowly.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, node is fine.
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Now the full screen is also visible, right? You can see me switching tabs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If the screen again goes stuck, just let me know. Hope it doesn't go like that. Okay. I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Can someone respond now?
What to respond, sir?
Yes, just let me. If the screen is switching, can you see my other window? What
Sir,
can you?
stuck at Bluetooth.
Yes, sir. It's only show the Bluetooth page.
Yeah, is the screen visible now? You can see my cursor moving, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's go with this. So the first section will have three questions, which containing the topics like this, data types, which won't be needing you to use loops, which means it will be elemental operations. It might be some 2, 3 steps, but it won't involve loops. Sometimes it might also have conditionals. Okay, conditionals might also be there in this section. So if conditions might be you can use, and other things like these concepts. So these are the concepts and these are the data types. Based on these things, you will be having questions. Okay, so you should be aware of all these concepts to answer that question. And then data processing section, there you will have two questions. This will be of medium difficulty, will involve one of these, one or many of these mixture of these operations. The data processing operations you will be needing. And sometimes you might also want to use loops in loops with conditionals kind of that. Okay. So these kind of data structures will be there as inputs. You should be able to process these kind of inputs given to you. And this will be also function type. So section 1 is fully function type, which means you just have to write the function body. And in section 2, one question will be a function type 1 and the other question will be IO type. So the first question will be function type, where one of these data structures will be given. The second question, you have to read the input from the uh, standard input, like with input function and the print, you have to print the output using print function, like that. But the concepts will be one of these things. One or multiple of these things will be there. So that is the basic idea. And then the last section, this will be a function, this multiple data processing task section. We call this data analysis problem. This problem, a single data structure will be given to you, like a list of this, the dictionary of this, dictionary with the dictionaries, kind of that. But you will be asked to perform multiple functions in that list. For example, given a list, you will be asked to find the maximum, minimum that you can see, right? So multiple functions will be there, and for each functions, you will be hitting marks according to that. So this is usually a hard question. This will be the hardest. This section 3 will be the hardest section, and this will have multiple sub problems. Where these problems will have only one problem to solve. This section 1 and section 2, each question will have one problem to solve. But this one will have multiple problems to solve, ranging from 3 to 5 sub problems. Right? This one will be IO type. This is also function type. And this is the IO type question where you will have some pattern printing or some miscellaneous problem solving type questions, which might not fit into any of these previous things, right? So these two questions will be harder to solve. Okay. So what I would suggest is if you are, when you are writing the exam, you start with section 1, then go to section 2, then try doing this. If you have completed section 2, try doing this and maybe then do this. So if you find this, if you can't understand this question or sometimes in pattern printing you might feel it difficult, then you can skip to this one. So you can score as much as you want. Otherwise, come to this. Right? Try see this one first. If you can't solve this at the first glimpse, go to the first one. And also, you need 40 marks to pass, which means you should solve at least two of these and one of these, or both the section 2. So you need to at least pass these many of the problems. Two problems. So two of section 1 and one of section 2, or two of section 2. You need to pass. Okay. So is any doubts so far?
So what
Sir,
is the
can you
mark for
please
each
send
question
them?
in section 1?
Send that slides.
This is available in. Yeah, you can see. So someone else asked the question, right? Any, what is the other question? Okay, okay. So that's it there. So you have in the portal, we have released the previous year's OPP
Sorry,
questions
sir,
for
I
your
don't
practice.
receive in messages.
What? What this one
Can
we can't
you
see.
again send? Thank you, sir.
Okay. So here we have released the previous terms OBP1 questions, so there you can take a look at them. If you see the section 1, these three problems will be function type. Okay, you will have the function definition examples here. You can see the detailed problem statement here, right? And then the section 1 to 3 will be of the similar type. We will have a function like that. This one, section 2, problem 1, will be having some kind of function type questions. In some function type questions, you will be having this kind of test cases around here that you can take a look at. You can see other function type question one, right? You can see a detailed problem statement here and some examples to get an idea about what is required, right? And then in the section 2, sorry, problem 2, you know template will be there. Everything you have to write. You have to see the test cases to see what is the required thing. Input format and output format will be given to you. Based on this, you have to do. So here the input format is you have to read this thing. First line will have the number of lines in that, and this line will have the which are the ones that you have to mark and things like that. Right? So based on that, you have to mark these things. So here 0 and 2, which means 0 index and second index are marked as yes. So this you have to print it like this. So how to read this, write this, everything you have to write in this kind of section. In section 2, you will be writing all the code. You see, no template code will be given to you. You have to see the input format and output format. What is the required input and the output? Based on that format, you have to take the input and print it. Okay. Okay. So I think we can solve this problem. This one set of problems to get you used to the types of question. So section one will have this numbers, conditionals, things like that, right? So here you can see the question is even or divisible by 5, which means you have to check whether the given uh, number is even or divisible by 5, right? So 8 is divisible by even but not divisible by 5. But since it is even, we should print true, right? For 10, it's both divisible by 5 and even, so true. And for 15, it is divisible by 5, but one of the case passed, okay, true. But 7 is not divisible by 5, nor it's even. So it is false. Okay. So, so that is the idea. So how do we solve this? So what we have to check? How do we check whether the number is even? We check by taking the modulo
Modulo.
and equating with 0. If it is modulo is 0, then it is true. Or how do we check divisibility by 5?
Mod 5.
Modulo 5 equal to 0.
Yeah, that's it. So here R should be there because we are checking either of these conditions. So this is the solution for this problem. So if you submit, you can see.
Excuse me,
Test
sir.
cases
Excuse me, sir. Sir, one
yes.
minute, sir. Please scroll down, sir. In the question, in the questions. Yeah, sir. In the note, it is given that you can use the below tools to working out and debugging. Sir, sir, can you show that how we can use Python tutors, a Starboard
You
notebook in
can
Python
open this.
for debug? Yeah, yeah.
Debugging in the sense, so to quickly check out things. So you can give your own inputs and check the values here. For example, uh,
So how we can use this platform, because I don't know much about these platforms actually.
okay, so if you want to learn more about this platform, I think you can see the videos that are present in the, so there is actually a demo video that is present in the course introduction. Here in this section, you can see I think in week 1 also you should be having a demo video. Here you can see the demo video of how to use this one. Right, all the features are explained here. You can look at this video. Okay, and also in week 1 also I think it is given how to use the video is there, I guess. Maybe not in week 1, I guess. Okay, so you can refer to this demo video to know how to use that. Okay.
So, sir, in exam we can use this.
Yes.
So please explain briefly, very briefly. Like,
Yeah.
Here you can basically write Python code and check the output. That's it. But also you can do steps by step and look into that. I suggest you watch that demo video to get an idea about what are the things that you can do with. There, all the features of it is displayed there.
okay, sir.
Okay, I think we come back here. Okay, so is this one clear? How we solved this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So there
Here
was
the
an
type
issue
is
actually.
Boolean, so you have to be in function type questions. You should be aware of what the type is input and output. So this one will give Boolean, so I am directly returning it. So that is fine. Let us check the second one. So here this is about string. So the question is to de-interleave strings, odd and even indices. It means we have to take the odd indices and put it first, and the even indices and put it next. Right? That's how. Uh, uh, right. Okay. Even indices are placed before. So even indices means 0, 1, and so it goes like that. So even starts from the first one. Since indices start from 0, we should, when indices is mentioned, we should start from the 0 position in the first. So how do we de-interleave? So we have to do slicing here. So how do we get the characters at the even positions? We do slicing with step 2. This is from start to end, take every second character. That's what this means. Okay? From start to end, take second character, which is 1, 3, 5, etc. That we'll put first. And then we'll add, instead of from start, we start from the first position. Yes. That is the difference. So from first position, take every second element is what it means. First to till the end of the string, take every second element. That's what these three numbers means. So now we can just run this. You can see the test cases.
हेलो सर
Yes.
सर वीक 5 के बाद में ऑनवर्ड्स कंटेंट नहीं है क्या मतलब ओपीपी करने वाले हैं क्योंकि वीक
Yes, yes.
5
So no. These two things are practice for the OPP. Okay. So there are no new content, but the concepts covered here in week 6 and 7 are the concepts from week 1 to 5 only. Okay.
Sorry, sir. I have a doubt in week 6 question. Can you please resolve after in end?
Yes. That we can go later. So if any doubts, you can stop me anytime when I am doing this. If you have any doubts while I am solving this. Okay, let's continue with this one. So make dict from elements in index. So there are two. So a list is given, two lists are given, and we have an index is given. So we have to take element from particular index of both of these lists and make a dictionary with one element like this. So here this keys and values are given, right? One means the first index, which is banana and 20 taken here. -1 means the last index, which is cherry and 40. Here cherry, here 40, and made a dictionary like this. So how do we make this dictionary? It's very simple. We just have to create a simple dictionary with keys of I and values of I. Right? That's it. So if you know the syntax of dealing with basic, let's see, what is the issue?
So it
Is
should be
there?
keys index instead of I.
Oh yeah, it's the index. Yes. The variable name here is given as index, so we should use that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to section 2. So here count unique, even, odd. So what is expected? So we should count the number of unique even numbers and the number of unique odd numbers and put it in a dictionary with keys as even and odd and the count respectively in this the corresponding values. So first, unique, even, and odd. First, we can find the unique. So whenever unique comes, you should think of sets, right? So convert that list into set to get the unique elements. Now we got the unique elements, and now we have to just count how many even and how many odd. So you can initialize a dictionary with we have to return a dictionary, right? So we need a dictionary with even and odd as keys. So how do we set that? Uh, yes,
Even number 0 and odd number 0.
yeah, even 0 and odd 0. So this is the dictionary that we need. And now we should update these values based on the count. So we can iterate over the elements or item in the set because we need unique counts. So we should be counting the unique elements only. And then if item or since numbers are here, we can call this num. It is even. We should update the value in the dictionary of even. Increase that to 1. Else 1. And then at last return the dictionary. Or we can even call this result or the counts, whatever variable name you want, you can call this. Okay. Okay, that is fine. So now let's test this. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Okay. Now in this one, see the question. So there is a string given. So this string, we should count the number of vowels in every word and put it in bracket nearby word. So computer has O, U, and E, 3 vowels. So put and this one I, E, E, 3 vowels, 1 vowel, 1, 2, 3 vowels, and we just put in the bracket. Now we have to read this string from the input. So one line will be there as input, and we have to print the count with the parenthesis after each word. The words are separated by spaces. Spaces should be returned in the output. So here the spaces are there, right? So that spaces should be in the output also. When we shouldn't change the case of the output. So if capital C is there, here also capital C should be there. Even for capital vowels, we have to count it as vowels, right? So we have to be, we should be careful about that. So capital vowels also counted as vowels. So how do we check this? First, we have to read the input. So we got the line. And now, what do we need? We need the words. So split will give us the words. So we got the words, individual words. Now we have to count the vowels in individual words. So we can have a helper function simply to make it easier for us. Otherwise, you can also write it in a simple. Given a word, how do we count the number of vowels? So you can solve this in multiple ways using for loops, using comprehensions, and using functional programming also. I'll show how you can solve it in different methods. So with normal for loops, you use uh, for char in word, if
So if
char.
we can achieve the result without this defined function, is it fine? Does it matter
Yeah,
if
you can achieve. You can achieve. I'm just creating it to. I'll also show if you don't need, you can put it here itself. That also
so it
fine.
doesn't matter,
Then
right?
we,
It doesn't matter for the
yeah,
marking purpose.
yeah. So scores will be based on whatever you print. If you print this, you will get score. It doesn't matter if you write a function or not. I'm just writing it so that otherwise you would have to nest for loops. So with this, you can write in more linear fashion. That's just a matter of how you write. It doesn't matter for the scores. If the character in IOU, that's a vowel. But since we are putting only small letters here, we can check with the lowercase version of the character, whether if the lowercase version of the character is present in this string, then that's a vowel. Then we can increase the count. So this is one way of solving it. So we got the counts. How do we print the output? Uh, you can printing also you can do in multiple ways. One way is using join. You can join using space. So to get the space separated uh, things here. Right? How do we do that? Join of uh, vowel of word or word in words. And also we just don't print just the vowel counts, but also the word itself. Word and in bracket the vowel count, right? So now we can join that and print it. This is one way of solving it. This is why I wrote this as a function here so that I can just inline it over here. If you don't want to write this as a function, it's okay. Let's talk about that later. So first check out the different methods you can rewrite this one. What are the different ways you can rewrite this one? You can write this like using comprehensions. You can write sum of one for there in word if this condition. Basically, I am putting this for loop in this one and writing it as a comprehension. So if I sum one for each of the words that are containing this vowel, I will count how many vowels are, yeah, I count how many vowels that are present there. So this is one way to do. This will also work.
So can we do the do it in another
Sorry, I am not. Sorry, I'm not getting you. Can you repeat? Can you repeat? Hello. Yeah, Shelly, can you repeat the question? Anyone is Shelly audible?
No, sir.
Can you type in the chat,
Show
Shelly?
the, sir, please show the code again once again.
Sir, forwards in after that, what is
What?
in last line, sir?
This one. Okay. So, uh, what do we need to print, right? Here we need to print word plus the in bracket the count. That is what this. This is in the format string. So if you want to redo this without this kind of join, you can also do it like this. I think with join, so have the final step as join. Now we need, what do we need? Uh, Words count. Words counts. Let's have an array called words, list called words counts. This means uh, we should be having this kind of elements in that, and then we finally join that using this one. If you are going to use for loops, you can do. So this is the string count equal to, you can get the count here using that function, and we have to format it like this and add it to the this one, and finally you
Am
can
I
join it.
audible?
Yes, yes.
So I'm asking that can we do it without using formatting, without using format string?
Without using format string, this one. We are saying about this one.
Yes, sir.
Without using format string, you have to do string concatenation, which is like this: word plus bracket plus string of count plus another bracket, which is more complicated than using an string like this. Can I erase this or this?
Yes, sir.
Using F strings is simpler in that case. So if you don't want to write this function, you might want to count it here itself. If you don't want to write the function there, you can count here itself. That would have a nested for loop over there. Then you can add the count there. Right? This is also like without that function also you can count it and put the count here and finally print the word counts in the formatted manner. Other way is without join, how can you add spaces? By default, print function adds spaces if you pass multiple arguments. But we have everything in a list that you can split using a unpacking operator. The star before the words is an unpacking operator, which means it will split each word as different arguments, and by default, print will add space in between. So this will also work. There
Sir,
are
can
all
you
sorts
please
of different ways.
last what you say?
This one. So this one is the unpacking operator. So like this print function, if you have A, B, C, it will print it with spaces, right? Assume you have a list like this. So now when you print the list, it will be printed like this. You can either pass list of 0 or list of 1 or list of 2 to print it separated by space. You can even specify the separator like this, right? Now, instead of writing it, separating it manually like this, we can put the star before that L, which will automatically separate each element and pass it to the print function. So this is called unpacking, putting that star before. Okay, it separates each elements and put it inside the print so that it will be separated by the separator. You can specify the separator and that will be used as a separator.
Sir, if
You
we
can
don't
even,
define separator, can you please show that?
if you don't define separator, it will be separated by space.
Thank you, sir.
With this, you can even print a list of numbers separated by spaces, which you cannot by using join. Using join, you can only join a list of strings. Here, strings are expected. But with this hack, you can actually print a list of integers separated by space. And you can even change the separator if you want. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope this one is clear. Any doubts? Okay. This is the section 3 problem. So here, as you see, there are multiple subtasks given here. The common data is there. So one data is given. So data will look like this. It's a dictionary with key as name and the values as marks. Okay. So, and then here data, common data, but different tasks or the criteria is given. Based on the criteria, we have to do different filtering over here. Okay. Okay. So how do we do these things? So here, the test cases are like this. You see here, the data is given and also the criteria is passed here. So based on the criteria, we have to determine the task. So since criteria is given to us in a form of a string, we have to use if-else ladder to identify the task first. So what are the different values of criteria that can be present? Excellent, good, all these things. So we can use that. Criteria can be excellent or criteria can be good. Raise all pass. Balance. These are the different tasks. And now we can go on implementing each one. First one is excellent, where the average score should be greater than 80. So how do we find average? We don't have a direct function we can use like sum for average. So you can either define it over here, average of nums. So that would make things simpler, having this kind of common function. You see here also average score is used, here also average score is used. So we need this average function repeatedly. So we can define this as a common function. So
Sorry to interfere you, sir.
ah,
Can we use
yes,
this average function below?
yes, you can use because in Python, if you define a function somewhere, you can use that function anywhere. That is how function works, right? Right. So now we have our average function, which we can use here. So we need this, we have to average these values over here. We have a data dictionaries, so we have to filter a set of roll numbers. So we need a set. So we use the set of these ones, the names over here. Names are the roll number based upon the test case, whatever is given as the identifier. Okay. Yeah. So key, that is the key is the one that we have to put it here for key comma value in uh, data dot items. Items will iterate both key and value in a dictionary together. And we can put the condition on the values, average of values is greater than or equal to 85 is the condition. Right? So you have to read the roll numbers like this, set, and that's it. So if you now submit, you can see this test case being passed, the excellent one. One test case passed, right? So let's implement the other one. Now it is within this range from 50 to 85, which we can modify this thing a little bit. Average is greater than 50. Sorry, average is, we can put it like this, less than 85. This average would be less than 85 and greater than or equal to 50. That's it.
Sir,
Second
sometimes
test
we
case.
use list bracket. Here we use set bracket. Why?
Because output is could be set. See this? We need set. So we are using set. We have to be noting down the output type. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So all pass is all the values here should be greater than 50. All scores should be greater than 50, greater than or equal to 50, which means all pass. So based on that criteria, we can modify this. We have to check the values and see if all the values are pass. That for that we can use the all function itself. All. How do we check uh, all values are pass? So we have to compare the values, right? This we can call marks. Okay, for marks. It, mark greater than uh, or equal to 50 for marking marks. So what this condition says? So do you know how all works? It will check whether all of the values present inside that is true or false. So this mark should be greater than 50 for each of the marks that is present in this data. Right? So
Can you explain
for
all?
all marks, yes, let's take a list of values true, false.
Sir, all is reserved keyword.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we
it's a
can
function.
use.
It's a built-in function. It's a built-in function. We see all will return true if all of the values inside it are true. True or truth like. You know, truthy and falsy values, right? You should be aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Empty string is a falsy value. So if all the values are truthy values, you will get true as an output of all. Okay,
Yes.
that is that is the idea of all. So for our case, our marks is given like this, right? 40, 50, 60. So it's called this marks. So all of mark or marks. So I have to check whether all of these are greater than or equal to 50. Okay, okay, so this is false now, and it will become true if it goes, everything is above 50. Something goes below 50 will become false. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
that is the idea. So we have to put some collections or some sequence of items here. So I am using a generator expression here. We can also use list comprehension, set comprehension, doesn't matter over here since we are using all function to check it. It requires some collection to check, collection of truthy and falsy values. So this is for all pass. And balance is that difference between the minimum and maximum should be less than 10. This is also very simple to this, similar to this one. We can use just the min and max functions. So max of values minus min of values should be greater than or should be less than or equal to 10. So this whole difference should be less than or equal to 10. Right? That's it.
Sir, in line number 26, you use list. What happen if we use set?
Nothing, same output. It doesn't matter here. Here, this is the only set that we have to be concerned about because that is being evaluated. Inside that, anyways, all will check and only you will get the values, right? So if you use set or list or the generator, doesn't matter. You can use any one of those. Anything will work. Even if you don't put this, it will become a generator expression and that will also work.
Sir, if we use set, I think
That will
in
also work.
that way, 60 comma
I think
60.
yeah. Here set will be a problem because of if same marks is there, you won't be. I think in that case also fine. Either way, we are checking all right, which means if same marks are there, if 250s are there, it is fine. But if 230s are there, it is not fine. So set also is fine only. Result will be same in for since we are using all over here. It will check whether all the marks are there, right? If two marks are below 50, it is same as one mark is below 50. Uh, Even if one mark is below 50, it is false, right? So that won't be a problem. Even if you set if there is one false is there, if there are multiple false, it will come to one false in set. This will be either true or false, right? If there are multiple false, then it will come to one false. So that will be not a problem. Either way, we are noting down that false. So that won't be a problem in this one, whether you use set or list or comprehension, since we are aggregating everything using all. Okay.
Yes.
Here is this one. So this is a IO type question. It will be pattern printing, or sometimes it might be problem solving. A different kind of questions we can expect. It is basically this section you cannot fix that question. This is the type of question that you will get. So we will keep on changing this section of what kind of questions you will receive. But it will be IO type question. That is for sure. Okay, so here you have to print a W-like pattern. So for pattern printing questions, the main thing is to keep track of the indices and uh, try to write it as each line as a function of the line number. That is what you have to uh, think about, right? So the idea is, I want for the given number, I want to print three lines. So start with this. For I in range of 3. If n is 3, you can have to go with 3. So in a W pattern, let's try to interpret the print like define the line as a function of this I, the line number. Okay. So first, what are the elements that are present in each line? So look at one line. Okay. In each line, you should identify the pattern. So there is a starting pipe and the ending pipe is there in every line. And then there is a forward slash and a backward slash. There in between spaces are the ones that are varying. These four characters are present in all the lines. So that we have to put starting one, the ending one, forward slash, and then comes the backward slash. Okay. And here there will be some spaces. Here there will be some spaces, and here there will be some spaces. Let's call this. Uh, so one more thing, there is a symmetry here, right? So space between this one and this, same as this one and this. Let's call this outward space. Okay, between this pipe and the slash. So the number of spaces here is equal to the number of space to there. So we are making use of the symmetry. So we'll call this out space is equal to, let's go with a single space now here. And here we'll call a in space. Okay, now we have one space in every line. That is not what we need. We have to compute out space and in space based upon I. So now we have to write this space as a function of I. How do we write that? Let's check. How many? So for n equal to 3, how many spaces are there in the first line? 1, 2. In the second line, 1. So it is starting from 2 and reducing by 1. Okay. So you should look into the sequence, how the sequence proceeds. How it proceeds, starting from 2, reducing by 1, like this. This is an arithmetic progression, right? In arithmetic progression, how do you define the ith term, right? So for ith term in the sense, if your I starts from 1, we will define in the arithmetic progression, how we will define a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So here n is the number. Usually this n minus 1 will be the index. So you can just put the index over here, right? Here the difference is minus 1. So you can use minus 1 here starting from 2 minus I, or in case of n, it will be n minus I, right?
So can you please repeat third line?
Okay, so this is how an arithmetic progression looks like, right? So here for this arithmetic progression, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to minus 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Usually, here this refers to the nth term, where n starts from 1, usually in mathematical sense. So that's why we subtract 1. But in here, ranges start from 0. So we don't need to subtract 1. It is already subtracted. So that is this one. So this n is, we are using I here. So I'm changing it to I. Since d is minus 1, it will go to minus. What is a? A will be equal to n, because first term will be the n that we are, sorry. If we are starting for 3, okay. If n is equal to 3, your a will be n minus 1, correct? So instead of a, I will put n minus 1. So n minus 1 minus I is the number of spaces that is present here in the out space. You see, the out space has come correctly. So even if this one is 5, you can see the out space is okay. So now we have to worry about the in space. How the in space is changing according to the line number. So first 0, then 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like 0, 2, 4. It's going like that. So the sequence goes like 0, 2, 4. In that sense, so here we can define as, so your starting is 0. For n minus 1, you can just use I, that is our index. D is 2, right? Which will be 2i. And we got our W. Okay.
Sir, can you briefly recall me a plus n minus 1 into d? I forget at that time.
So, okay, so how a general arithmetic progression we define in mathematical terms, we
A
define it
plus
a
n
plus n
plus
minus
1.
1, n minus 1 into b. Okay, here n is the index of the item, like first term. If for the first term n equal to 1, second term n equal to 2, like that. Here we are using I, right? So this n minus 1 is actually the I that we are using here. So we can replace I there. Where we are starting from, the first term here is 0 always. But for this one, the first term is n minus 1. Whatever number that we use, that starts from that minus 1. But for this in space, it always starts from 0. So A can be 0. What is D? It increases 2 every time. So D is 2. So 2i.
Thank you, sir.
So now we have this pattern. So for other patterns also, you can split down the lines like this, and properly you can print the pattern if you could look into it. Okay.
Sir,
Sir,
could
please
you,
show the code.
sir,
Yes.
sir, could you please discuss the problem solving tactics or strategies, like some tools problem solving that will help us in or OP exam, like for example, this you have discussed, like other tools.
This Python tutor you are saying, right?
No, Python, not
You are talking
Python.
about this,
Talking about
the
concepts like
techniques.
techniques of problem
Okay.
solving.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, for pattern printing, this is a kind of a technique that you can be sure about. You have to identify the sequence that is present in it. Mostly, it will be some kind of arithmetic or other sequence, right? But in kind of different problem solving, you have to break down the problem into multiple parts. So let's consider some other problem over here. Okay. Ah, here, look into this one. This is a quite interesting problem. Okay. Format a tic-tac-toe board. So it's just formatting. So you have the inputs over here, the values. You have to just pretty print it. Here it is not very pretty. Here we are pretty printing it like that. Okay. First we have to read the value, which is like a matrix. If you see the m cross n is given, based upon that we read m lines and four values. And then after that we can first break down the problem, taking inputs, then formatting. How do we represent it? So if you are taking input, how do we store this input? Since this is already in a matrix kind of format, we can use a list of list to store it. Okay. How do we take list of list as an input? There are multiple ways you can use for loops. Otherwise, there is a very good way I usually use while for taking matrix using comprehensions. Uh, Board equal to
So can you explain the question once again? I'm a bit confused.
so we have to read the board values that are given here, right? So X is a tic-tac-toe board. Okay. So size of the board is given here, and what are the values present is given like this in a simple manner. That we have to print it in this kind of pretty manner. Okay, that is the question. Very simple. You have to read and pretty print it. See this one? Have to read the board and pretty print it.
Acha, like matrix it
Okay.
is printing. Okay, got it.
So now input. The first line contains the values, right? This you can. We need only the number of rows. So we just take that. So what this will do, take the first line, split it, and after splitting, you will have 3 and 4 strings. I take that one and I convert that into integer. So with one single statement, I have took this number as the integer. And then I take that many number of lines and split each of those to get my board. So for input output type questions, you can use this Python tutor like this. You can paste this input over here. Here in the user input section, you can put that. So that will be given us the inputs.
Sir, split function we use for using separator also, no? Some separator.
Yeah, without separator, it will split with space. So here it
Yes.
is given space is given. So
Yes.
without separator, by default, it will use space.
Yes. Sir, if separator is present at the beginning and end of a string, I have I've read from the net that it will print some some empty spaces also.
Okay,
That thing.
okay. There is some separate without split. It won't just split with spaces. There is some other properties also. We'll discuss this one. This is a very minute detail that you might be not aware of. Okay. So now let's have A, B, E, D, etc. So it is splitting by space. Even if you have multiple spaces here, you won't see that coming here, right? But if you are using a different separator, you will see empty things there. Okay, it will separate with, it won't ignore the duplicate separators. But for space, or even if you use space, you see, if you mention space, it consider every space as to be a separator. But if you don't mention anything, it will ignore the duplicates or the empty strings. Even if it comes at the start or at the this things, it will ignore split. But if you mention space as a separator, it will do this. This will also ignore other separators, other blank white space separators. Without anything, it will also consider the next line character to be a separator, a tab to be a separator. All white spaces come under separators, and empty strings that comes will be ignored when you don't use any arguments to display. But if you use space or some character as a separator, only that character will be considered. Without separator, it will consider all white spaces separators. Okay. So let's go back here. So now we know how we can take the board as the input, right? So we got the board like this. So here there is like the string is just given. So to get it individually, we can convert that to list so that we get each element like this. Okay. Now we got the list of list. Using comprehension, you can pretty much easily take in inputs like this. If you don't know how to do this in a single line, you can also do it in multiple steps. In you read the end there, then you can take that one. So, however, writing it in the whole way might not be easy for beginners. So first do one step at a time. Take the first value, taking the input, splitting it, taking the first value that is 3, and then converting it to integer. And then with that numbers, we have to read that many number of lines. So I'm just reading that many number of lines. I have to take every character as a element for my printing. So I can make it a list. Sometimes without making it a list also you can do, but this is also fine. Okay. So now we have to worry about so now input and so input and the representation steps have been done in a single step. So that is what this. So we have to take the input and represent it in some way so that we can access it. So that is our board. So when we have our board as a list of list, how we can print it. Let's see the pattern over here. So it has a starting line and the ending line, and this line is pretty much same thing in every where here, right? So this line is same. So how do we generate this line? Plus and minus, repeated plus and minus. So for n elements, there will be n pluses, n minuses, n plus one pluses, right? The last will be a plus and n minus. So this can be simply created like this: plus minus times n plus another plus. See, that's it. So this one repeats for n times, and we add another plus at the end. So we can call this line or separator or boundary, whatever you want, or we'll just calling it line. Okay, now we have our line based upon this. How do we? Then this line will come alternatively. So that is okay. Now, what about printing this one? This is also very simple. For between every value, there we are putting this pipe. Okay, so we can join using pipe. Join using pipe. Join of line, or we can use row for row in both. Join of row for row in both. Like this. So for each row, I am joining each of the characters with this pipe. And we also have to add pipes before and after. So I do a pipe plus. So there will be a starting pipe and then ending pipe. Like this. Right? So each line is formatted and the separator is there. Now all we do have to print is alternatively printing these things. So for row in formatted, first we have to print the line, then we have to print the row, and at last we have to also print the for n lines. Okay, we need also need this m actually. So this should be the width, right? So this is not, this should be the number of columns. So we actually need the m around there. So we'll use this n comma n. Let n be the columns, and this will be the number of rows. M be the number of rows, and we'll also do actually this you can also find using the length. That way it will be easier for us. This one, this let's call this m, and this one let's take the length of the first item of the book. From that also we can infer the n, right? This is also one way to get that n. At last we also print the line. You can either get the n from the input or based upon the whatever value you have taken. The number of elements in each row is the n, right? So based upon that, you can find the number of columns here. So you see how I broke down the problem. This is one task. Doing this is one task. Reading is one task. And then combining everything is the final task. Okay, right? So now we can try this. Okay, right? Any doubts?
So can we use pen and paper during OPP?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Anything else?
Sir, could you show the code again?
Sir, sometimes
Yeah, it's one of you. Yes. Hello.
Sir, can you show code again?
Thank you, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when we are using this site, then tab will be switched. And there will be no any problem because
Oh,
it
no
will
problem in that.
it
If
will
you are using
warning
Python tutor, no problem.
uh,
If
because
you
Sir,
are
in
using
this,
this
it
one,
is
there is no problem.
giving warning. Okay.
You can ignore the warning.
Sir, can you
What's the use
explain
of
this
this split
formatted one
function?
again?
Split function. Split function splits the values, right? So in the first line, you have two numbers. So it's separated by space. That is why I'm splitting the first line to get just the values, and I'm taking the first number based upon that. I'm converting that to the integer. So basically, I'm getting this 3 in this n. And then I am reading n lines. N lines. For this one, actually, we don't need to convert this into integer itself. We can just use it as string also. Either way, it is a collection. So join would work in that case also.
Sir, can you please explain line number 1? I don't get that.
Okay, line number 1. We'll do step by step. Okay. So first input. We got this, right? Now we have to split this. We got this. Now take the first element. We got this. Convert it into integer.
Sir, but we give input below also.
That I am taking
34X.
here, right? That 3, 4. This is the one I am taking here. Next, I am reading n lines here.
Sir, I
3
don't
rows
get
will be there.
how you say we are getting only 3, 4 as input.
Oh. So input function will read only first line. Only one line it will read. It won't read all the lines.
Okay, sir.
Okay. For other lines, you have to call it again. So to get the other lines, I have to call this 3 times, which is being done in this one. Okay. Here I am calling it m times.
Yeah, sir. Can you move forward in explanation?
Yes. So then identifying the number of columns using the number of elements in the first row, and then based upon the number of columns, create the line. Then in formatted, here row consists of this
Sir,
line,
line
right?
number 4. Sorry, 3.
3.
Line number,
This
yeah.
one. So n is the number of columns, which is also given here. You can either take it from here or based upon the length of the line. So board has 3 lines, but each line will have 4 elements, right? So the first line I am taking and
Yes,
checking
sir, I
the number
understand.
of elements there. Then based upon the number of columns, we have to create the line, which is n times plus minus and then another plus. And
Yes,
then
sir.
for creating this one, I have to join this each elements with the pipe, which will create which will not give the starting and ending pipe. That I am manually adding it over here. The starting and ending pipe. This will put pipe between each of the elements. Like
Yes, sir.
this. This is the final result we get. And then I am printing the line and the row alternatively. And then finally the last closing line.
Sir, from line number 7.
Yeah. So what is this one? This is this list, right? I have to print this line and each row in this one. This one I have to print, right? And that is the row. I print this. And then at last I have to close the line, right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if you break down the problem into repeatable or this kind of simpler parts, you can do it like this. Okay.
Sir,
Try
can you
to break
run
down one
the
problem at a
first
time.
two lines of the code?
First 2 lines.
Yes, sir, and give it any input.
Yeah. Like I'm not getting it. So first 2 lines. So this is the input. So the first line will basically read this value. And in the second line, you have this list comprehension that will take that inputs and give this, right? So for a different input, let's say we have 4 lines and 4 columns. We need one more line, oops, right? So that will take 4 lines like this.
So
So
0x is
after this
our
line 2,
input.
this is also input. This is the input line. The representation of the board in simple text without borders.
Sir,
We are
it is
adding borders
necessary that range in only M. We can use more
because
than 4.
we have 4 lines, right? The number of lines is given here. How many rows? So you can only take that many number of lines. If you take some other number of lines, m plus 1, you will get error because there is no line after that, right? Like that. There is no line after that, you won't need that. We need only 4 lines based upon the input. So here input is given, right?
Sir,
First line contains m and n. M is the number of rows, and next m lines we will be having like this. N
Okay.
characters.
Thank you, sir.
Number of column, number of characters.
sir, here n is taking line number 1 second element, right?
Yes, but instead of taking it from the input, I am taking from the length of the first line. That's how I am doing it. You can also take it from the first line, but I am not
We
taking
have
it
to
from the
change
first line.
one in first line. Then it is 4n
Then you
also.
will get, yeah, but you cannot do it like simply doing that. You have to do it in multiple steps. If you want that, you can do it like this. If you want that n from there, you have to do it like this. M comma n. First take the value and split it, and then convert both into integers like this. So you can do it in that manner.
Sir, why we don't do directly as you do in N? directly do to m?
We have to convert to integer, right? So if you want to do it to one line, you cannot use int of split like this. So either you have to use a map function like this. If you want to do it in one line, you can map in with the split. So that will apply that into each of this function, each of these items. So you can use either this map in split. That is one way to get the numbers. Then we don't need to find it like this. We have to convert each string into integer, right? So map will apply this int function like this. Otherwise, you can also use comprehensions int of x for x in this one. Uh, for like this.
So
So there
then
are
also we need
multiple
line
ways.
number 3.
Line number 3 we need. This is for reading the other values, these lines. Line number 3 is for reading the below lines.
Okay, sir.
You can, instead of writing this in one line, you can also write this in multiple lines like this. This is also one way to do it. But I usually prefer comprehensions over for loops. So I do this. Directly get it as a list. Okay.
This line number 10, the print row, how can you please explain this?
So
So that
row is each element in this list. So this formatted is a list having these lines.
where you define the row
This
actually?
is here. Each element in this list will be
Okay.
taken as a row. So if you see,
So from the formatted.
when I
Okay.
start this, so row will be this one now. That is printed, and then the next one row is this one. The next second element, this one. And it goes like that. Right? Row is one element from this one in order. It is we are iterating through this one, this list. Okay.
Yes, sir. So rows are basically the elements in the board list.
In the formatted list, not in this list. In this list, we are creating a new list from the board. So board having only the plain elements, but the formatted having the formatted elements. Okay.
See here the line number 6, the patterns
Yes.
after that joining row. See this row,
This row
how
is
it.
different from this row. This row is from the board that we are saying here. This row is from formatted.
So
This
here
row is
the
different from this row.
for row in board means all lines, right? All lines,
In this
input
one,
lines,
yeah, each of
input line,
this one, each
input
of this
lines.
one, yes.
Okay. Then here you are joining with quotations, double quotations, and plus, right?
This one.
Okay.
So this one adds pipe.
Okay.
This one adds pipe in between. So we also have to add pipes in front and the last, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's why I'm adding both sides.
So here then the eighth row row in format remains every lines.
Yes, this ones.
Every lines. Okay. Okay.
It takes one at a time
But
and does this.
yeah, so this kind of patterns, how we can practice more actually. Uh,
Start
is there
by
a,
practicing problems from here. There are like
mm,
13 sets of problems are there. Okay. So try solving those, then you'll get an idea of solving different problems.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
So where to refer to concepts like you have used in this problem? So where to, if we are faced with some problem, so where to refer to concepts?
You can ask ChatGPT AI tools to explain concepts, tackling problem solving techniques, that is fine. Otherwise, you see this kind of concept, you can ask this ChatGPT or search Google regarding each of these concepts over there and find like ask ChatGPT or these other things with some practice problems that you can solve. You can even use some sample problem and ask it to create a similar problem and try practicing that. Those are different things that you can do.
Okay, sir.
Sir, practicing all these OPP sets will be easier for us to do our upcoming OPP exam.
Yes, that's why we have released it, right? Practice works. If you kind of seen a pattern before, if you see a similar pattern, you can use that concept from that, right?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, suppose in that private test, suppose there are 4 tests and I can clear only 3 tests. Will that give me partial
You will
marking
be
or?
given marks according to that. Partial marking is there. So for each test case, there will be equal weightage. So if there is a 10-mark question and you got three out of four test case passed, you will get 7.5, like that.
Sir, there is an issue. So I'm
Sir,
audible.
we will get partial marking.
Yes, yes. Based upon the number of test cases passed.
Sir, am
Test
I
private
audible?
question both na?
Private test case.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. More.
Yeah, so actually, I was having an issue. So I was attempting this pattern question of that X and V, all these things. So, but so I've
Okay.
done that code in VS Code. I got that pattern. My code was correct. Then I put it that in this
Can you share the
question.
code if you have
So
it?
that question, yes. So the question, the answer, the actual output was same as the expected output, but the the cases were not passed. This is the issue coming
Okay.
in.
Okay. One more thing. In pattern printing questions, you have to be careful about the spaces.
Okay.
Let me show you one example of that. Uh, let's go with this one. I think this should have a pattern. Okay. Yeah. You see here, if you see, there is no space here.
Yes, sir.
So there shouldn't be additional space at the end of the line. So are you taking care of those constraints in your code?
Okay. So I understood. So I have
Yeah, so you
taken
should
that
be careful
issue.
about it.
So I have also tried the same thing, but then even then there were issues
Sir,
actually.
what about the
So if you
starting
have that
spaces?
code, you can give it, post it here. We can check that.
Actually, I'm on the call.
Sir, what about the starting spaces in the pattern that you were
Starting, there are
showing?
spaces, right? Starting, there are spaces, so you should print. But at the after the star, there is no space in the first line, so you shouldn't print other space over here.
So after star in the first line, after star there is no space, but before star there is a space.
Yes, you can see that, right? Here, see this? Here,
Okay.
after this, there is no space.
Yes,
Only
sir.
before that, there is space.
Okay. So in the question, it cannot it be like clearly mentioned, like, cause then it's so confusing actually.
Okay, I think usually we mention it, but you can actually check this. That's what I am saying. In pattern printing question, you can check this by selecting the text to see the number of spaces.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sir, I have a
yeah.
doubt
There,
in week 6.
see, sometimes we also give some kind of notice like this. So after the last zero, there is no space. But before that, there should be space here and all.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
I'm
I have
posting
a
my
doubt in
code.
week 6. Can you resolve it?
Yeah.
Can I share my screen, sir?
So will
This
there
is
be
I
two
posted my
questions
code.
related to this formatted printing kind of problem?
No, no. In section 3, only one question will be there. It need not always be pattern printing. It can sometimes be some miscellaneous questions like this, some problem solving questions. But it will be IO type questions. So that is the idea. So this is also an IO type question which you can expect in section 3. Right here, the idea is to print a bar graph kind of thing based upon the values. So each problem will be different in section 3. There is no constraint on how will be the problem. But in section 1 and 2, there is very defined set of problems you will have based upon the data structures, based upon the data processing, you will have questions. The last question will be kind of different every time. Okay.
Sir, is it possible that you tell us how to do the center align, like how it is required in this code? Just
Yes.
center
For this
alignment.
one, alignment is very, you can use formatted string. That would be the very simpler manner for, or simplest method for doing alignment. So assume you have a word, right? And you want to align it. First you put A and then like this, right? But you need to know the width. So for example, if you want to place, write this in a width of 10, you can specify the width here after a column. Okay, so that width will be given. To align this to the right, now this is left aligned, right? To align this to the right, you can use this. This is one way of doing that. Okay.
Sir, can you please
If you are,
explain line number 2 here?
yeah, that's what I am writing, right? So when you just put A, it will be just printed.
Sir,
If
can
you
you write
want the number
two
of,
different rows so we can know the difference actually in all?
okay, let's take fruits. So the width is 10. Okay. So we will have 10 space. It will be formatted in 10 elements. If we don't mention, it will be by default left align, right align. You can also center align within that 10 width. You can increase the width if you want based upon that. Left align or right align.
Sir, can you explain this like this dot and greater than sign for what it is used for actually? I don't know this.
So by default, it just prints a number. With the dot, you can specify this colon. After this colon, you can specify the width in which it should be printed.
In which?
So width. So see this width.
Width.
This 12 represents the width now.
Okay.
If I put 15, it will be 15. This will be printed with 15 spaces in that
Okay,
width.
sir. Okay, sir.
So if we
And
use
then
one,
alignment can be controlled with arrows like this. This
So
is center
upper.
align, right align, by default left align.
Okay, okay.
So I can right align this.
Sir, also one more thing, if we have to fill zeros like a padding before number.
sir, instead of 15,
Yes.
if we use one, what will happen?
Okay,
So
sir.
for filling with zeros, you can use this one.
Yeah, okay, sir.
If you use one, it will be considered as one, but since it won't be fit in that, it will be just printed like this.
Sir,
Fourth
when
was
you are
happened,
putting a
it
power
will be like
symbol,
this.
when you're putting power symbol, sir, it will be divide. It will give us two side spaces. If we have given odd number, then how it will divide the spaces? Like if we 14, then it will divide four spaces right and four spaces left. But if we have 15, then how it will divide?
So here 15, that is fine. So let's do 14. I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is reducing 1 from the start. Okay.
Sir, in case of odd, can you please explain what happens?
Yeah. This side it is 5. Here this side it is 5. But this side it is just 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one side. The starting side it is reducing 1 space. That's it. Okay.
Oh yes, sir.
I think Amol has shared this code. I think this is okay. Okay, this should be fine. Okay,
Sir,
which
I see
question is
that
this one?
code that has a problem that it written only 4, but we have to use 5s. First line have, then second, then third, then 4. Initially, before X we have to use 5, not 4.
Okay, not getting that. Okay, let's see what is this one. This one is from
So this one is in OPP 1 set 2 problem section 3
OPP.
problem 2 2024 2024
Set 2.
set 2
This one.
section 3 problem 2. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is I
Sir,
think a
can you
small x is used
see
here, and
before
I
X
think in
it
your
has 1?
program you use capital X. Okay. Okay, in the test cases, I think a small x is used. That would be the problem. Okay. In your code, you have used capital X. Can you check with the small x? I think other than that, the code is fine.
So I've written small x also, but actual output is same. Expected output is same, but cases are failed. So this is
Let me check. Okay. So 5. Okay. Let's check this one. So if you have 1, you will have 1 above and 1 below. Okay. 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 Yes. Okay. CNS market.
Then in my case, error is not there is no showing it not showing any error.
Yeah, this one is I haven't put the in there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So here we have to see this. You see this? The number of
Yes, sir.
spaces
Yes, sir.
seems to be the issue here. You see, this is not the same width, right?
Okay, okay.
Sir, uh, can I say something? The
Yes.
problem is not with spaces, it is with n value. If you take n is equal to 6, that will give output in cases equal to 5.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, there is only 4 lines over here. Okay, yeah. Oh, yes, yes. So there should be 5 lines on the top for input t equal to 5. Okay, now I get it.
Okay.
It is for n equal to 5, there should be 5 lines on the top. But in your thing, only 4 lines are there.
Amol, can you
Okay.
mute yourself, please?
So yeah, that was the thing. Yes, yes. So for n equal to 5, there should be one more line on the top and the bottom. So I think you can use this one. And here, it's this one. Starting from let's see, one here. Now this would be working. So for n equal to 5, there should be 5 lines above and below. Now first. Okay. The number of lines is the issue. The 3 section 2 problem. Can you mute yourself, Amol? Yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, the line number 6. Can you show me code at line number 6? Okay, line number 4. Could you please explain this one? Actually, the double backward slash is there. So
Sir, can
how
you
it is?
please
That is
explain
because
whole
for
code?
yeah. So this is for the by escaping. So in Python strings, this is a special character. Which means which is
Yeah.
used for next line character and other things. So how do we mention the actual slash there? You can either use you have to escape that like this. So this will mean a single backslash. So for single backslash, you should use double backslash in Python.
Okay. Okay. So here,
That's why that
first
background is
empty
there.
into high, empty into high. So I means 1, empty one time empty
Okay,
space.
so, okay, so we can split it like that. So in each line, so first let's consider the top half. Each line there is this one and this one. There is spaces here, and spaces in between, in space and out space. I think just like the problem W, we have in space and out space, right? So
Yes.
this is the out space. So out space is equal in both sides. That is there, right?
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so with that, uh, uh, okay, here actually we don't put the spaces. Here this will be the end of the line. So there is only this one, out space and in space. This side we don't put the spaces. So this in space, sorry, the out space is I, starting from 0, no space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the line number? Based upon that, the number of spaces like that.
Okay.
Here,
Okay.
how it is changing. That we have to, I said, right, the arithmetic progression thing that we have to look at.
After adding the backslash and plus empty
This
string
is the in
again.
space. This is
In
the in
space.
space, the inside space. Okay, so
Okay.
how do we identify this one? So for example, 1, 2, 3. So for n equal to here, starting from 2 means it is 3. 3 means it is 5. It's going like that, right? So if we are starting from 3, it starts from 5, which is 2n plus 1. So our A is actually given our n, which is 2n plus 1. Here 5 means there should be 11 spaces. Okay.
Yeah.
So our
Okay.
A is 2 times n plus 1. Then our n minus 1 is I. Okay. What is our D? It is reducing by 2 every time. Right?
Yes.
So minus 2. Minus 2. So now if we simplify this one, which will become 2n plus 1 minus 2i.
Sir, I don't able to get how you take a value and then
A value is based upon the number of line. So if this is 2 means it, so if it is 1 means there is 1 space. If it is 2 means there is 3 space. Right? 3 means 5 space. So which is
how you
2n
see
plus 1.
spaces that it is 1 then 3.
By moving the cursor
Okay, sir.
1 space, 1, 2, 3 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 space. Fine.
Yeah, sir.
So this one we can, what we can do, take the 2 common out, which will become 2 into n minus 1 plus 1. One is it?
I right.
How come? So this is I, but how come we have plus 1 and here minus 1? Okay, okay, here actually n minus 1, this, okay, that we replace, right?
N minus
Okay,
1
here,
plus I, right?
okay, yeah, yeah, here we are starting n as, okay, what is that? N minus 1. Oh, this one. A is for n is equal to 1, it is 2n, okay, 2n not plus 1, 2n minus 1. For n equal to 1, it is 2, sorry, 1, which is 2 into 1 minus 1. So 2n minus 1 it is, not plus 1. Yeah, that is for n is equal to 1, it is 1. N is equal to 3, sorry, n is equal to 2 means it is 3, which is 2 into 2 minus 1, 3. Then for 3, it is 2 into 3 minus 1, which is 5. So that is 2n minus 1. Then it comes like this. That's it. Then this is pretty much same thing, except this and this one reversed. And the order of I is also going in reverse way. We are reversing the order of I because I is kind of increasing in this sense.
That what is that D
Okay.
actually? That third line D.
Difference. This is difference. How much it's varying.
Every
It
jump,
is.
what is the difference? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
For 5 n
There's
minus 1
somebody
is equal
stuck
to
in that
4
code in
or
an
anything
exam.
else, sir.
So
Sorry.
4
if somebody
5.
gets stuck in that, sorry, if sir somebody gets stuck in that this code and in that exam and we don't get that at that moment, sir will be getting it. Will be getting any numbers or not?
No, no. You should be careful about the spaces in pattern printing. That is the difficulties. Those are. That is what makes this kind of problems difficult, and you should be careful about that. Okay, take care of the spaces, count the number of lines, count the number of spaces properly when you see pattern printing problems.
Sir, how will be the exam type will be? Because in this case, what the OPP, the question format is are if any we done the mistake, we can find where is the mistake and we can correct it on that spot itself. But how will be the exam? If we did any mistake also,
Exam, yeah, you can correct. Here also, exam will be also in a similar interface like this. You will have the same kind of interface, but in a different URL. Okay, but the interface will be very similar to this. The same interface only will be there.
we can check whether what we did is exactly correct or
Ah,
no.
yes, you
And we
can
can
test
correct
run.
it.
You can test run there also. In the OBP also, you can test run and check the test cases. If all pass, it is fine. You can also submit multiple times.
Yes, sir. Each question should be submitted. Ah,
Yes, yes. When you submit, it will show whether it is correct or not. You can see the feedback and update your code accordingly.
yes, sir.
Sir, like for matrix multiplication, there is simpler way for matlab, uh, library NumPy. We can use that.
Yes, but those kind of questions won't be really asked. You can use if you want, but we don't. That is not the part of the syllabus for the exam.
Yes, sir, not syllabus, but NumPy
You can use
is very
NumPy
easy
is
for
there.
matrix multiplication.
Okay, you can use that. You can use whatever if it works. There is no restrictions on if it runs here, you got the marks. If you got the output, that's all we need. Whatever you use, you can use. We don't have any restriction on what you can use. If it is available, you can use. That's it. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I have doubt in
Yes.
2024 set 3, section 2, problem 1. 2024 set 3, section 2, problem 1. Yes, sir.
This one. Okay. Last word in a given sentence that starts with uppercase letter. Okay. Yeah. So, did you understand the problem statement?
Sir, first we need to split the sentence from spaces.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And wait a second, sir. I will read the question once more time.
So, we have to check words starting with an uppercase letter, which means these are the words that are starting with uppercase, right?
Yes, sir.
And we have to
In
take the
this
last word.
case, sir, in this case, will we check from starting means which are in uppercase and lowercase, or we will start from the end of a sentence?
We are starting from the start of the sentence. Yes. Last word means last word usually occurs later, right? Last word that starts with an uppercase. So word that should start with an uppercase, but we should select the last word. Okay.
Sir, could you please explain how can we do it?
So it's just like what you said. Take the words, which is sentence starts with the. So go through the words. Okay. And check if it is starting with an uppercase letter. This is how we check whether word is upper.
Sir,
Upper.
but here we will check the last word, na? Just like the example given here. This is the test
No, not
sentence.
not the last word. We have to check every word and take the last word which has uppercase letter. The idea is we suppose this function name. Right, let's take this one. Okay. Okay, so okay, so we got all the words. So we have to check whether that particular word is starting with an uppercase. So we'll check with this one. So these are the words that are starting with uppercase, but we have to print the only the last word or return only the last word. So what we'll say, last word, none. If you see an uppercase word, then take that as a last word. Okay. So how it goes? First, none will be the last word. If you see an uppercase letter, that will be the last word that starts with an uppercase letter. Since this is not starting with an uppercase letter, we don't change it. And this is also not uppercase, don't change it. This is uppercase.
Sir,
So
can
now
you
this
please
will be the
explain line number 5? I don't get that.
this one.
Yeah, sir.
So you assume you have a very long sentence. How do you know which is the last word that satisfies the condition? You check the first word. Now assume this will be the last word. And when if you see another word that has a uppercase, then that will be your new last word, right? If you see something
Sir,
else later,
sir,
that will be your new last word. Okay.
excuse me, sir. Sir, here we will check that the word of zero is means dot is upper. So
Word
we
of
will only
zero is
check
the
the
first
first
character.
word.
No, first not first word, first
Okay,
character in
okay,
the
sir.
word.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. We'll split it and then check it. Okay, sir.
Yes. Word is just one word. Word of zero is the first character in the word. Okay, then we can return the last word now. So if there is no last word, none will be the last word. Sorry, if there is no uppercase last word, none will be the answer. Otherwise, it will be this.
Line 5
Okay,
written
sir. Got
last
it.
word that has upper. Am I right, sir?
Ah, yes, yes. So now if you add another word that will have some upper, then that will be the last word that has an uppercase letter, right? Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Excuse me, sir.
in that this question,
Yes.
line
Sir,
number
sir,
5
actually,
first
one.
include this, then last word written test, then high, then good. At last it
Yes, it will
written
update
good.
it
That's
accordingly.
print in line number 7.
Ah, yes, you see this? Whenever you see uppercase letter, you change the last word. Okay. For lowercase, you don't change.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
Sir, excuse me,
Yes.
sir. Sir, actually, sir, I have not
Yes.
started week 6 problems actually, and so I have to my OP exam is on 9th, and week 6 I have to submit till 5. So, sir, how I can go about? Can you suggest me like?
So I'm not getting it. You are
No,
get,
no.
you
So
have
I have not started week 6 programming problems yet, sir.
okay. What is the deadline?
Deadline is 5, sir.
Yeah, then do it.
Yeah, yeah, sir. And my OP exam is on 9th, sir, actually.
Okay.
So I have to prepare for OP exam also simultaneously. So, sir, how to go about it? Like, uh, because
Week 6 is actually preparation week for OPP. These problems are very similar to what we will see in OPP. This is actually preparation. Week 6 and 7 are preparation weeks for OPP. There are no new concepts. It's just
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
old concepts with some problems, right? This is preparation.
Yes, sir, that I know, sir.
Yeah, then
Sir,
what's
I
the
have
problem?
died in collection
1 minute.
week 6.
So, sir,
Collection 1 week 6.
1 minute, Manjeet. So, sir, like, I'm confused, like, what to do, like, so how to go about
Do
it? Because
this. Do the
what
Very
problems.
simple. If you do the
what
problems, it is going to help you in OPP itself. So better to do it. He's saying that.
Yes.
no,
Yeah,
that
solve
is
those.
yeah. So actually, problem is that I forget like many things. Like I at the time of problem solving, um, I remember, I recall, and I refer, and when after that I forgot which is mutable, which is immutable, like these things actually.
Okay.
So, what is the resolution for this actually?
Not getting your question. Or resolution for what?
No, sir.
How to remember, sir?
Remember how to remember the concepts, sir. Actually, like for example,
By studying.
some of the programs they return none type objects, sir. Actually, so we can't use them in
Okay.
further processing. So that problem also, like I am not able to remember which functions return none type. For example, dot sort, it returns none type in output, na, because it
That
does
you
in.
should remember, right? You are remembering it now, right? If
Yes,
you
yes,
do
sir.
those kind of problems, you will remember it.
Okay. Okay, sir. And sir, the concepts which you used in pattern problems. So,
Yes.
those concepts I can refer. Those are given in the book, sir, or not?
Those are not given in the books. Problem solving techniques won't be described in the books usually. These are something that you get by experience. That's why we say you solve problems so that you will be able to solve problems. You should solve problems if you should be able to solve problems. Otherwise, you cannot learn problem solving. You should experience problem solving.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, except cheat sheet, if there is any book,
Sorry?
any PDF format book.
For what?
So for Python, I know about the cheat sheet, but if there is any other resources,
The resources are given here. If you want, you can take a look at these things. This Python textbook like this. You can refer to.
so
This
from
will have
where
some
you get
concepts.
this? So
The
from
this
where you
one
get this?
course
The
introduction.
course introduction. Okay, sir. I will check it.
So someone has been asking about the week 6 problem, right? So what problem one need to solve?
Yeah, sir. Collections 1.
One.
Sir, I solved it. I pass all the test cases, but private test cases are
Yeah,
none of them
can
pass.
you give the code? Can you paste the code here?
Sir, can I share my screen, please?
Yeah, you can.
Uh, Sir, if quiz one, quiz two, the one who's not qualified, they are not eligible to give the final one, na?
Oh, oh, quiz one not qualified. You are not qualified for the quiz one, is it? Or
Yes,
you
yes.
didn't pass the quiz one.
Means if I didn't pass the quiz one,
You can give intern.
huh?
Intern eligibility is given in the grading document, right? It is based upon the assignment submissions. Check the grading document for the eligibility.
Okay. But it affect our means grade, na? I'm asking.
Yeah, it
Means,
impacts your grade, but you can get a pass mark. You can pass the course, but grade will be reduced. Like
and
that.
we are eligible to write end term exam.
Yeah, intern eligibility comes from the weekly assignment submissions that you have to check in the grading document. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So,
And
what is the issue with? Yeah.
And GRPR, this one is for the OPP eligibility.
OPP, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's check. So have you handled who is presenting?
Sir, me.
Manjeet.
Okay, Manjeet. Okay, okay. So have you considered the case where K will be more than the length of the list? What if K is more than the length of the list?
So what that mean?
So here K is 2, you are shifting by 2 positions, right? If K is 10, will your code work?
No, sir, not working. And
How can you avoid that? How can you make your code work in case of K equal to 10?
we have to define that K is not outside the length of list.
So, no. Not like that. You have to take modulo. So with the length of the list. So then if K is greater than the length of the list, it comes back to 0 like that. So if you are rotating this list 5 times, it will be the same list, right? So you can write K equal to K mod length of the LST. No, it's that you just can think it's a single statement. K equal to no, there itself. No, previous line, in the previous line. Before the written line, just write K equal to K mod length of the list.
Sorry, sir. Am I pointing at the right position?
Yeah, you are in the right position. LST, the variable name is LST, not LIST. Yeah, that's it. Now check.
Thank you,
Fine,
sir.
right?
One more doubt in a question.
Yes. Okay, so
What
in
that means, sir?
exactly one. Okay, so whatever J and I were using, that is actually not needed for this question. So this question actually don't need the use of loop itself. Why are you using loop? So you are given two sets, right? You have to check two lists. So you have to just check whether that is present in or not. How can you check whether an element is present in a list using in operator, right? You don't need a for loop for this. Okay, so you can just use. So the first list is called L1, right? So the element is called what is the element called? Is it? What is the? Can you scroll up? The element. Okay, exactly in one. So we have to check. So this is in exactly one. What does it mean? Can you explain the question? So the elements that are present in
According to
only
me,
in the one
sir,
list. Ah,
we have to remove the common element in both the list.
yes, we have to remove the common elements. So in this kind of common elements, unique elements, uncommon elements, union elements, when this comes, elements that are in one list but not in the other, when this kind of things come, we should go for sets. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
sir.
see,
Initially, I write that we have to concatenate list and then turn into set.
yeah,
That I
no,
will
not like that.
return
So
one, two, three, four, five.
wait. So in sets, don't concatenate. Take two sets. So to find common elements, what do you do with the set? You find intersection, right? You find all the elements, you do union. To find the uncommon elements, you take symmetric difference. By definition, what does symmetric difference means? The elements that are only present in one of the things, right? That is
Yes, sir.
called a symmetric difference. So you can either use the set 1 dot symmetric difference of set 2, or use the operator, the caret operator, like this. So what you can basically do is, for this one, set of L1 caret set of L2. This will be the solution. Okay, I have put it in chat. I have put the solution in the chat. That will be the whole solution.
Sir, I want to know if I write it in this way, why it is wrong?
Okay, in this way, what are you trying to do first? What are you trying to do? Can you explain your code? What you have written? What are
Sir,
you
I
trying to do? What is the logic?
trying to check I in range length of L1. Then
No,
check
just
J.
say in English. Say in English. What are you trying to do?
Sir, I want to remove find first common element, then remove them.
Okay, okay. You want to find common elements. Okay.
Yeah, sir.
So yeah. So to find common elements, this is not how you do. You cannot. What you are doing is comparing every ith and jth element like that. That is not how you do common element. What you can do is you can combine both. Okay, combine both the list and iterate I. So get elements from I. So let me show. Can you stop sharing? I'll show how you can do with the loops manner by your kind of logic. Okay. So first you want to find the common elements, right? That you can find using sets. But other way of doing it is, so you have two lists, right? L1 and L2. Okay. So now how to find the common elements? You can use sets. Without sets, what you can do for item or num in, you go through all the elements L1 and L2. So now we have all the elements printed, right? What you can do is, if you want to check whether that is present in both the things. So if num in L1 and num in L2, this will say if the number is present in both the elements, right? These are the numbers that are present in the both the elements, and you can remove it. But dot remove, you have to be careful about. When you are using list, remove will only remove if it is present, right? If it's not present, it will give you error. Those kind of things are also there. So you can remove the common elements like this. L1 dot remove of num and L2 dot remove of num. This is what you are doing. Now you got the uncommon elements, and then you are returning L1 plus L2. This is what your logic is, right? This is what you intended to do, but the for loop was, you use a different kind of for loop. You use a nested for loop, but it should have been a concatenated for loop like this. Then you will get the answer, and you can return that as a set. But instead of this, that would be also the solution. So by using your logic, this is how you solve it. Sorry.
Sir, can you please say what is my mistake in that? Why we
You
cannot
use
use
the
a
nested
nested
for
for
loop.
loop?
That is not needed. What you have to check whether what number is present in both the things, but you are using indexes. You are not checking whether you are checking the ith element is equal to the jth element. You are not checking whether this element is present in both the lists. What you are checking is this one is present equal to this one equal to this one equal to this. You are comparing the ith with the jth element. That is not what you should do. You should do with all the numbers. If it is present in both the list, then remove it. That is your logic. This is what you intended to do. But so you take one element, check whether that is present in both. That is what I am doing. Take this one, check whether this is present in both. Take this one, it is present in both, then remove it from both this. That is my logic. So if you see this one, how this proceeds, what I'm doing, I'm taking each value. This is not present, so I'm not removing, not present, not removing. This is present in both the list, so I am removing it from both the list. This is what you intended to do, right?
Sir, I am do want to do first check every element of L1 match
Why
with
you,
L2. That's
why
why
you
I
want to
write to
match every element of
for you.
L1 with L2? So
Yes, sir.
why you want
Every
to match that?
element I want to match.
Why that? So if you want to match that, how if you want to match that like this, what are you matching? So if you match it,
With L2, every element with L2.
then you can do it like this. This is what you wanted to do.
Yes, sir. My code is nearly similar now, but why it is showing error, I don't understand.
You might have, since I think you are using index-based things and you are not using the proper index. If you are using index-based thing, you should use proper index like this. So now this will be the index I and this will be the index j, and you should use L1 of I is equal to L1 of j. Is this what you are doing? L2 of j and L1 is this. You should remove L1 of I from both. This is our value, right?
Sir, I use and maybe that is
Okay.
problem.
Now, this is what you are facing, right? This error is what you are facing. Why is it happening? Any idea? While you are using index-based loop, the first time, how the range starts with this whole number, right? But since you are removing while the loop is going on, this index is no longer there anymore, right? That's why you are
Yes, sir.
having that index error. You are changing the size of the list while doing this index-based iteration. That will make some index, if any item is removed, this index is not there now. 4 index is this I equal to 4 is 2 is not there like that because there is only 2 elements. That's the idea. Sorry, j is equal to 4, I guess. J is 4 is not there. This one is not there. Only index 3 is there. Index 4 is not there. That's why you are getting the error. Okay. So
Thank you,
don't
sir.
use index-based loop if it is not necessary. That will cause trouble. Okay. I think that's okay. That's so I think we can end today's session. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Sir, how can we access to your session?
Thank you, sir.
All the sessions are there in the YouTube channel. You can refer to that.
TS session also.
Yes.
Okay, but okay.
Okay. Night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.